For thousands of years, the greatest empires on Earth made the same fatal mistake. They marched onto the Iranian plateau, convinced they could erase this civilization forever. The armies of Alexander the Great came here. Roman legions marched across these lands. Arab conquerors arrived under the banner of a new faith, and the Mongol hordes of Genghis Khan burned everything in their path. Any other civilization would have disappeared after such blows. Like the Babylonians, the Hittites, or the Assyrians, they would have dissolved into history. But Iran did something no one else managed to do. It absorbed its conquerors. Within a few generations, invaders began speaking Persian, building Persian cities, adopting Persian systems of governance, even wearing Persian clothes. Again and again, Iran didn't just survive defeat, it transformed victory itself. So how did this civilization preserve its identity for over 5,000 years? And why did Persia, one of the most legendary names in history, choose to rename itself Iran? To understand this, we need to go back to the very beginning. While the West often points to Mesopotamia or Egypt as the cradle of civilization, Iran stood right beside them. Archaeological discoveries, ancient settlements, ceramics, early cities show that complex societies existed here as early as 6,000 to 7,000 years ago. One of the first major powers here was Elam. By the 3rd millennium BC, it was strong enough to rival Sumer itself. But even more remarkable, one of the earliest known international treaties in history was signed here. Iran was present at the birth of diplomacy. The people we call Iranians today arrived later, Indo-European tribes who migrated from the north. They called themselves Aryans, meaning noble, and named their land Iran, the land of the Aryans. But their true weapon wasn't military. It was ideology. Long before Christianity or Islam, a revolutionary belief system emerged here: Zoroastrianism. It redefined reality itself. The universe was no longer random or cyclical. It became a battlefield between light and darkness, between truth and lies. And most importantly, time itself changed. For the first time in history, time was seen as linear, a beginning, a middle, and an inevitable end, a final judgment. This idea would later spread into Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The way we think about time today, about progress, destiny, even the end of the world, has roots in ancient Iran. Then came empire. In 550 BC, Cyrus the Great united the Persian tribes and created what many historians consider the first true superpower. But unlike previous conquerors, Cyrus ruled differently. He respected local cultures, allowed religious freedom, and built an empire on integration rather than destruction. His successor, Darius I, expanded this system into a global machine. Roads, taxes, administration, even one of the first postal systems in history. At its peak, the Persian Empire ruled nearly half the world's population. Even the famous wars with Greece didn't destroy it. While Greek stories celebrate victory, Persia simply changed strategy, funding rival Greek states and turning them against each other. But no empire is invincible. In 330 BC, Alexander the Great defeated Persia and burned its capital. It seemed like the end. But this is where the pattern reveals itself. Instead of disappearing, Persian culture began absorbing the conqueror. Alexander adopted Persian customs. Greek rule slowly dissolved into local traditions. Soon, new Iranian powers rose again: the Parthians, then the Sassanids, who fought Rome and Byzantium for centuries as equals. Then came another collapse. In the 7th century, Arab armies conquered Iran, bringing Islam and a new language. Zoroastrianism faded. For many civilizations, this would have meant total assimilation, but not for Iran. Once again, it adapted and reshaped the system from within. Persian scholars, poets, and administrators became central to the Islamic world. The Persian language survived and flourished. Then came the Mongols. Cities were destroyed. Entire regions wiped out. It looked like the final blow. But within a few generations, the Mongol rulers converted to Islam, adopted Persian culture, and ruled as Persian kings. The same happened with later conquerors. Iran didn't just survive invasions, it reprogrammed its invaders. In the 16th century, the Safavid dynasty restored a unified Iranian state and made Shia Islam its foundation, creating a unique identity that still defines the country today. But the modern era brought new challenges. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, Iran became a battlefield for global powers. Russia and Britain divided it into spheres of influence, exploiting its resources and weakening its sovereignty. Then, in 1935, a symbolic but powerful shift happened. The country officially asked the world to stop calling it Persia, a name associated with exoticism and myth, and instead use its true historical name, Iran. It was a statement: we are not a relic of the past. We are a living civilization. The 20th century brought another dramatic turn: the Islamic Revolution of 1979. The monarchy fell. Iran became a theocratic republic. Relations with the West collapsed, and today, Iran exists in a strange duality. To some, it represents conflict, sanctity, and geopolitical tension. To others, Persia still lives on, as a symbol of beauty, poetry, and ancient greatness. Two identities, one nation. But beneath all of this lies something deeper. For over 5,000 years, Iran developed a unique survival strategy. It doesn't simply resist destruction, it absorbs it. Empires came to conquer Iran. Instead, they became part of it. And perhaps its greatest battle is happening right now. Not on a battlefield, but in perception. Because sometimes the most important war is not for land, but for meaning, for how a civilization is remembered.